Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk about 30 Minutes or Less. Yes, this movie is just out, and I went and saw it, and I have to tell you, I will have spoilers later on. I'll notify you first. This movie is not good. This is not Zombieland. I like Zombieland. By the way, people that produce Zombieland produce this, and also a couple of the major characters are in this. The movie... the best way of summing up this movie is that it had a lot of loose ends that weren't resolved. They did not harm. It was opportunities lost. Those are the words to best understand this movie. Opportunities not used. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, there's a couple major, well, actually several major flaws with the movie, in my opinion. And I'm just going to go over them real quick. Number one, they did not utilize love interest or build up character. They did not allow you to care about the characters enough to care about the conflicts. And the conflicts were fairly, well, routine at the same time. They were boring. They were empty. You didn't care about the characters, so you didn't care about the conflict. Okay? The other aspect is they were crude without being funny. Now, I love crude humor. I really do. I think crude humor, some of the funniest shit I've ever heard has been, you know, cock jokes, shit like that. Great. You can be funny about almost anything. But if you're not funny with something, and you're just gross, it's boring after a while. You can't have a full comedic routine just being gross. It's boring. You gotta change it up. You gotta throw, a fastball or fucking something, and they didn't do that. I mean, it was crude for no purpose. And it was empty humor. I mean, nobody laughed in the theater. Everybody checked their watches, it seemed. And it wasn't funny. Now, the other aspect of the movie that I think they did not utilize was the end. There was tons and tons of loose ends. Endless amounts. I'll give you a couple of examples without ruining the movie. They did not resolve... Well, actually, here, spoiler alert. They did not resolve the money, in my opinion. For example, what are they going to do with that money? If you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. What the fuck are they going to do with it? Another loose end, are the two major villains dead? How about the hitman? Where are the cops? There's just tons and tons of little loose ends that they don't resolve. And they don't go into it. There's no reason to. It's empty. And to reiterate my point, they did not develop the characters' conflicts, the love interest, the friends breaking apart element. They did not fucking go into. They weren't funny when it came to crude humor, and they did not end the movie properly. There was no end of the movie. There was a first act. And there was kind of a second act, but there was no third act. It was just a horrible movie all around. The acting was mediocre in a lot of ways. I mean, I didn't believe that they were the characters. I believe they were comedians playing the characters. I have a lot of respect for a lot of these comedians. I've laughed to a lot of their jokes. I really like Zombieland. Frankly, I am really disappointed. I thought this movie was going to go fucking gangbusters. I thought this was going to be hilarious. And what the fuck do I find? Nothing. It's an empty movie. Now, do I think that this director can produce good movies? Yes. Do I think some of these actors can be in good movies? I've seen them in a few good movies. But in this movie... here, I'll give you an example. The stripper. Okay? You remember the stripper from the movie. I gave a spoiler alert. The stripper in the movie. What? Okay, she plants the idea in the guy's head. We got that. That's the fundamental point that she's supposed to do. But they didn't build up her character at all after that. Or before that. Basically, that was it. She just planted the idea. And there seemed to be some unofficial agreement that there'd be sex involved. And there was nothing else. There was no character development. There was no character... not even development. There was no character. It was just... She delivered her line that she needed to get the idea in the other character's head. And that was it. Yeah, she seemed like a hoe, kind of, I guess. But that that's not a full character. You need to give us more than that. The other aspect is the plot's just not it's completely unbelievable. With all the loose ends, and with the fact that these characters don't seem to have a plan afterwards. They've got the money. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? If Pain explodes, Cassandra, or whatever the fuck the bitch's name was, that's how they end it. Pardon me, I shouldn't have used the word bitch describing her. Or hoe. Or did I say whore? Anyway, the point is that the movie definitely has a lot of problems that are not resolved. It kind of feels like a movie in a, 3 movies in a row, and the middle one's supposed to fill in the middle. They don't really have enough for the first or the third unless they really squeeze the middle one. So what do? They end up making the middle one really crappy, and then they put all their balls in the third. It feels like that, and it just didn't really have anything for it. It was empty, it was stupid, and it was frankly pointless. If I were you, rent Zombieland, don't go see this movie. There's no point. Once again, 2 out of 5, which is horrible. Horrible. The one's resolved for the worst movie of all time. Or, no, actually 0. There's a couple of movies that probably fall under 1 that I haven't seen yet. But, definitely avoid this movie, in my opinion. Now, if you like this movie, you can leave a comment. If you hate this movie, leave a comment. Subscribe, comment, rate. Have a great day. I will talk to you tomorrow, probably. Bye.